In this PowerPoint, we will be discussing the data collection method known as permanent product recording. This is RBT task list item A4. It should be noted that this training program is based on the RBT task list and is designed to meet the 40-hour training requirement for RBT certification. This program is offered independent of the BACB. In this PowerPoint, we are going to discuss a variety of aspects pertaining to permanent product recording. First, we will provide an overview of what permanent product recording is. This will involve definitions as well as examples. Next, we will talk about advantages to permanent product recording. This will provide you with some information about when to use permanent product recording as well. Finally, we will discuss disadvantages to this measurement method. Again, this will provide you with some information about when not to use permanent product recording. To begin, permanent product recording involves measuring behavior after it has occurred by observing the effects the behavior produced on the environment. If you are using permanent product recording, you are not taking data in the moment as the behavior occurs. Instead, you are relying on an outcome the behavior causes in order to measure behavior. That outcome is referred to as the permanent product. This is a change in the environment produced by a behavior that lasts long enough for the measurement to take place. Permanent products should be easy to identify and be long-lasting enough to where the observer can collect data on the product at the end of the session or sometime after the behavior produced the product. The following are some examples of behaviors and the permanent products these behaviors could produce. The first is if an aggressive behavior involves punching or hitting walls. A permanent product of this may be a hole or dent in the wall. It should be noted that you should only use permanent product recording for this behavior if it is intense or forceful enough to reliably produce a permanent product. After each permanent product was recorded, you should mark something near the product so that it is clear that that permanent product has been recorded and it is not a new product of behavior. In regards to academics, you may consider things such as the number of homework assignments or homework questions completed. This is a permanent product because you are not assessing the client taking steps to complete each individual question, but instead are focusing on the permanent product of their work, which in this case is the finished homework assignment. And then finally, wet underwear is another example of a permanent product. This would be the result of the client urinating in their pants instead of in the toilet. Some behaviors do not have a lasting effect on the environment. This means that they do not produce an outcome such as a completed homework assignment or a hole in the wall. Examples of these behaviors include good posture, such as having a straight back while sitting and avoiding slouching, appropriate use of humor, and eye contact. If you are interested in using permanent product recording for the above behaviors, you could utilize recording devices to capture these behaviors as they occur. This could include video recording the client or obtaining audio recordings of conversations. This ex post facto measurement would occur through contrived permanent products. That is, you are still measuring behavior after the behavior has occurred. Video or audio recording the behavior is a permanent product of all instances of behavior. For example, you could record video or audio of a client making jokes and measure the amount of times a joke produced a laugh from another person. Once you have gotten your permanent product, you must choose a data collection method in order to have information about the occurrence of behavior. You can use any measurement method for permanent product recording. This includes event recording, which is when you tally or count the amount of times the behavior occurs. Or you could also use time sampling, which is when you break up a session into intervals and record the occurrence or non-occurrence of behaviors within each interval. You can use either of the above methods as well as other measurement methods to record data regarding permanent products. For example, If you are working with a client and using permanent product recording to gain information about the amount of math questions they complete correctly on a homework assignment, you could use event recording by counting the amount of questions he completed correctly versus incorrectly. On the other hand, if you were to take a video of a client during a session, you could watch the video back and take time sampling data. This can involve partial interval, whole interval, or momentary time sampling recording. Since you are basing your observation off of a video, it would be an easy way to ensure accuracy in your data, as you can pause and rewind if your timing device failed, you're uncertain about if the behavior occurred, and so on. The following are two very important aspects of permanent product recording. Number one, each time the target behavior occurs, it must produce the permanent product. If a client engages in aggressive behavior and only produces a hole in the wall, 1 instance out of 10 instances of aggression per session, you probably should consider a different method other than permanent product recording. You want to obtain accurate information about the occurrence of behavior. Therefore, should only use this method if behavior will reliably and consistently produce the outcome that you are measuring. Completing schoolwork is a good behavior to use because the client must write down their work on the homework packet in order for the homework to be completed. Therefore, the permanent product is produced no matter what. Number two, the permanent product can only be produced by the specified target behavior. Measurement methods are used to gain information about a particular behavior we are interested in. We do not want to use permanent product recording for a permanent product that can be produced by a variety of behaviors, as this will not provide us with a clear view of the original behavior we were interested in. Going back to the aggression example, if the client frequently throws items at the wall, kicks the wall, hits the wall, head bangs against the wall, and so on, you may want to choose a different permanent product other than the holes in the wall, as the holes could have been produced by a handful of other behaviors other than hitting the wall. There are several advantages to using permanent product recording. The following is a list of advantages. We will go more in depth on each advantage in future slides. Number one, it frees practitioners to other tasks. 2. It enables measurement of some behaviors that occur at inconvenient or inaccessible times and places. 3. Measurement may be more accurate, complete, and continuous. 4. Measurement by permanent product enables data collection on more participants. 5. It facilitates data collection for interobserver agreement and treatment integrity. And 6. It enables measurement of complex behaviors in multiple response classes. The first advantage is that it frees practitioners to engage in other tasks. With permanent product recording, you are measuring behavior based on the product the behavior produces. Therefore, you do not have to observe and record data as it occurs. Instead, you can do other things, such as track other behaviors of the student. There are some behaviors that are not appropriate for permanent product recording, and therefore may require real-time recording instead. By tracking some behaviors with permanent product recording, you are freeing yourself to focus on those behaviors that require in-the-moment decision-making and recording. You can also allot more time to other clients or students in the environment. This is especially helpful when there is one technician or teacher working with several clients. Another benefit is that you can use your saved time to focus on teaching other skills to the client. For example, if you are tracking good posture using video recording as a permanent product, during the session you could focus on other skills, such as imitation or direction following. Then, after watching the video, you can determine next steps for improving posture. The second advantage is that it enables measurement of some behavior that occur at inconvenient or inaccessible times and places. behaviors of interest may occur infrequently. If a behavior only occurs a few times a day across several time periods, you may have limited ability to observe the behavior during sessions. Therefore, implementing permanent product recording would allow you to obtain more information about the occurrence of behavior outside of your sessions. The behavior also may occur in various environments. Some behaviors we ask of our clients involve them completing work outside of our sessions. For example, when a teacher assigns homework, the student is expected to complete the homework at home, not during school. Therefore, we should have a measurement in place to test whether or not they engage in the activity we assign to them. Finally, the behaviors may occur for extended periods of time. Similar to the previous example, homework assignments could take quite a bit of time to complete, so it would be beneficial to measure the behavior through the completed homework assignment. You may not be able to observe every instance of behavior, but you may still want information regarding those behaviors. To gain this information, you can use permanent product recording methods. The third advantage is that measurement may be more accurate, complete, and continuous. Because permanent product recording relies on a permanent product, you are able to take your time, rescore data if necessary, or rewatch a video recording if applicable. This allows you to clear up any confusion on the occurrence or non-occurrence of behavior. For example, if you observe a behavior in a video clip and are unsure of how to code it, you can rewind and rewatch that instance several times and even ask for IOA with other trained observers. Because of this, you are able to have a more thorough analysis of data. You can easily obtain IOA as anyone can view a completed homework assignment or watch a video. You are not rushed in the moment to analyze what is occurring. This is especially helpful when working with several clients or with behaviors that require you to intervene, such as aggression. The fourth advantage is that measurement by permanent product enables data collection on more participants. This is especially true when using a video recording method to measure performance. If you video record a session, you can watch the video once to record data on a specific client, and then watch the video again to record data on the technician or other clients who are involved in the procedure. This allows the BCBA to provide additional training to technicians if needed, or observe how others in the environment are affecting the clients responding. An example of when it would be a good time to do this is during a group activity where several clients are participating. You can record a video of the group time and rewatch it several times so you can take data on each individual's behavior. This allows you to assess several clients during the same observation period. Advantage 5 is that it facilitates data collection for interobserver agreement and treatment integrity. As a reminder, interobserver agreement is the degree to which two or more independent observers report the same observed values measuring the same events. This means that when two individuals observe something occur, they both record the same data. High IOA is often attributed to good operational definitions and training. Treatment integrity refers to the extent to which the independent variable is applied exactly as planned or described, and no other unplanned variables are administered inadvertently along with the planned treatment. This means that whoever is implementing the procedure does so the way that they are supposed to. This may involve providing the correct instruction to the student, going through the correct error correction method, and so on. The final advantage that we will discuss in this PowerPoint is that permanent product recording enables measurement of complex behaviors in multiple response classes. You can use permanent products to measure a variety of behaviors in response classes. This is especially true when using video recording. If you take a video of a session, you are able to take data on any and all behaviors that occurred throughout the session. You can also obtain data on complex behaviors. Completing a homework assignment or washing the dishes requires several steps. Each step must be completed accurately and in the correct order. This makes these tasks more complex. The following is a question that you should write down in your homework packet. Which of the following behaviors would be appropriate for permanent product recording if you did not have a recording device available to create a permanent product, such as cameras or video recorders? You should select all that apply. A. Pulling the technician's hair. B. Cleaning his or her room. C. Putting away the dishes. Or D. Drooling on his or her shirt. I will give you guys a moment to review the answers and select the ones that you believe would be good behaviors for permanent product recording. The correct answers are B, cleaning your room, and C, putting away the dishes. The following are reasons why B and C are good examples of behaviors that could be measured using permanent product recording. Both permanent products are easy to measure. For example, if you tell a client to pick up the toys in their room and return 15 minutes later, it would be easy to determine if they completed the task. The toys would be off the floor and in the toy chest or other area specified. The same goes for putting away the dishes. You would check the sink to see if there are any dishes in it, and then check the cabinets to see if the dishes were put away in their correct spots. Additionally, other behaviors will not produce these results. The only way to get the dishes in the cabinet is to put them away. Same goes for putting away your toys. Because of the above reasons, it would be reasonable to measure these behaviors using permanent product recording. The following are reasons why behaviors such as pulling a technician's hair and a client who drools on their own shirt frequently may not be the best behaviors to use permanent product recording with. To start, neither of these behaviors produce permanent products that are easy to measure. You would not be able to use products such as how many strands of the technician's hair is on the floor, or the amount of drool on the client's shirt at the end of the session. Both of these are too hard to measure, and other things may have caused these products. Everyone has natural hair loss throughout the day, so the amount of strands of hair on the floor could be attributed to things other than the client's behavior. Additionally, it would be incredibly difficult to collect all of these strands of hair at the end of the day without risking someone vacuuming or cleaning before you had the chance to. Also, the client's behavior may not reliably cause the technician's hair to fall out, and even if it did, it would be nearly impossible to determine how many hair pulls occurred per day because you wouldn't know how many strands were pulled out each time the client pulled the technician's hair. One final reason why this would be a hard permanent product to measure is that it could be hard to distinguish whose hair is whose. On the other hand, a client drooling on themselves is not a good behavior to use for permanent product recording for a variety of reasons. Similar to the previous example, how wet their shirt is could have also been caused by a variety of things, such as if they spilled water or another beverage on themselves during snack time. Additionally, the client may have drooled frequently at the beginning of the session and then stopped drooling during the second half of the session. Because of this, their shirt would be dry, and you would not have an accurate presentation of how frequent their drooling was if you only checked their shirt at the end of the day. There are also some disadvantages associated with permanent product recording. For starters, you often don't make treatment decisions and judgments until after the behavior or session is finished and you are able to review the permanent product. 2. Not all behaviors are suitable for permanent product recording. And 3. Change in client behavior due to obvious measurement techniques. We will now go more into depth on each of these disadvantages. The first disadvantage is that you often don't make treatment decisions or judgments until after the behavior or session is finished and you're able to review the permanent product. This disadvantage is especially true for audio and video recordings where you are unable to upload and view the material until after the session ends. Permanent product recording allows you to engage in other opportunities, such as teaching the client other skills or attending to other clients within the classroom or center. Because of this, you typically are not attending to the behavior that is being measured with permanent product recording until after the task has been completed or after that session has ended. This prevents real-time decision-making. In behavior analysis, we commonly assess skills in the moment. This allows us to test out different teaching methods and approaches rather than wasting time in a method that is not working. With permanent product recording, you are not making in-the-moment decisions regarding the behaviors you are measuring. Instead, you make judgments and decisions after you are able to review the permanent product, meaning that the behavior being measured has already been completed. The second disadvantage is that not all behaviors are suitable for permanent product recording. One of the main behaviors that is not appropriate for this recording method is self-injurious behavior. Self-injurious behavior involves behaviors that the client emits that cause injury to themselves. Some examples include headbanging, biting themselves, throwing their bodies to the floor, and so on. These behaviors typically result in a bruise, scratch, or other marking wherever the client made contact with their body and the object or other body part they used to aggress. An issue with relying on bruises or other markings for permanent products is that they do not disappear after you take data on them. Because a bruise may last a week or so, it is very easy to lose track of which bruises were caused by which SIB behavior. This uncertainty can lead to inaccurate data collection. On top of this, it also may be hard to tell what was caused by the self-injury and what was caused by accidents, rough play with siblings, and so on. A second behavior that may be inappropriate for this recording is when the client aggresses towards others. Alike to the last example, it would be very difficult to know for sure if a bruise or cut on the technician truly came from that client's behavior. The final disadvantage we would like to discuss is the possibility for a change in client behavior due to obvious measurement techniques. Obvious measurement techniques can include cameras, microphones, recording devices, and so on. Using these types of measurements can alter the client's behavior. Adding a camera or a microphone to their environment is a big change from their normal environment. They may focus on the camera throughout the session, and if they are aware of what the cameras are used for, they may act differently because they know their behavior is being observed. To combat this, try to avoid having disruptive or obvious measurement methods. This can involve using a smaller camera that is set up in a less obvious spot, or putting the recording device on your lap or other area where the client cannot view it as easily. The following is a question that you should write down on your homework packet. You and several other RBTs are working at a center that treats severe aggressive behaviors, such as biting and hitting. You are assigned to a new case on top of the other 3 cases you currently have of a client who frequently bites those who work with her. Would permanent product recording be appropriate in this case? A, yes, and B, no. I'll give you guys a moment to review these answers and case study and determine what you would do. The correct answer is B, no. Permanent product recording would not be appropriate in this case. The case study example mentioned that you are working at a center that specializes in aggressive behaviors and that you are working with 3 other clients. Because of this, you would not be able to accurately rule out that the bruises or other marks were not caused by other clients. Sessions are often back-to-back, and it can take some time for a bruise to appear after you have been hit. You may incorrectly assume a bruise was or was not caused by your client. Another issue is that bruises do not heal directly after you take data on them. This can make it hard for you to tell if it's a new or old bruise. Here are some guidelines for when you should versus should not consider using permanent product recording. We do want to note that every situation is different, and you should use the data collection method that your BCBA asks you to. You should consider permanent product recording if the behavior reliably produces the permanent product, if no other behaviors produce the permanent product, and if equipment is easy to access and use. You should not consider permanent product recording when dealing with behaviors such as SIB or other behaviors where the permanent product is hard to keep track of, or when others or other behaviors could produce that permanent product.